IMG Academy, which is a top high school football program out in Florida. And Bishop Sycamore played this team on national television Sunday on ESPN. After that Friday, they had also had a football game. Turned around and then played IMG Academy on a Sunday, which is, I mean, in the NFL, they only play one game a week. So they're definitely not playing games like that at the high school level. Hence, therefore, it was said on the ESPN broadcast, insert here.
Roy Johnson, the head coach for Bishop Sycamore, they're a bit of a mystery in this game.
Well, they are a bit of a mystery of what type of team we're going to see. But the one thing we know about this infant stages program is that they are trying to help more kids have an opportunity to not only play high school football at a high level, but potentially to move on, get an education, and play scholarship level football in college.
It's an online-only charter school. First, Bishop Sycamore told us they had a number of Division I prospects on their roster. To be frank, a lot of that we could not verify. And they did not show up in our database. They did not show up in the databases of other recruiting services. So it's okay. If that's what you're telling us, fine. That's how we take it in.
I guess to furthermore push the narrative that, like, this team is probably lying. First, at the main stage, it was just hysteria around, like, yo, this team is lying. They got, like, grown-ass men playing on this team. So the team is, like, being portrayed as an online charter school. So that's one. Told you they played IMG on Sunday. They're alleged to be out in Ohio, be based in Ohio. However, there's no true address on them. They got a PO box that I believe is like based at like some facility on a college campus in Ohio, or a library or something crazy like that. They started a GoFundMe for $20,000 at the very beginning of August 21st, I believe. They started the GoFundMe for $20,000 and shortly ended it after only receiving $140. And so, for those who don't know, I guess, about like the private school sector or whatever the case might be, or charter schools, normally when you have like a bishop, whatever, like that kind of implies that like the school is a part of like some type of Catholic organization or whatever. And like there is like no history of a Bishop Sycamore nowhere in the state of Ohio for no reason at all. Right. Then then you go to the website that they have up, and it's really like a plain Jane. It says nothing about school. It's all about football. And like even that's in question. It's maybe like a few posts, a few blog posts that I don't think you can find the schedule on there. I think the schedule just say football season coming soon or whatever. Can't like look up a directory, a number. And then here's the kicker. So the quarterback who started against IMG Academy, his name is Jalen Knight. On his Twitter, he is listed as a 3-star 2023 prospect. But 24/7 Sports, which is obviously like the high ranking high school football recruiting website, they got fam listed as a unrecruited 2021 quarterback, class of 2021 quarterback from California. And also, if you go and check out his huddle tape don't even say he played for Bishop Sycamore. Black piece. Now, here's the thing, right? So I don't know if Bishop Sycamore thought that like firing their head coach after they lost against IMG Academy would like kind of like rid away the attention and the problems that came to them. But that didn't do anything but continue to raise more flags. So this head coach, so the head coach's name is Roy Johnson, and he was a part of orchestrating this Bishop Sycamore.
And he is the Finesse Factor Man of the Year, have been running another scam entitled Christian of Faith, a charter private school that does not exist.
And quite frankly, to a federal investigation.
Yes. And quite frankly, ESPN has been in debacles and shambles ever since the Rachel Nichols situation, and they have continued to show an incompetence, even with the removing of Max Kellerman from First Take, which I am not too happy about. But I will say this Hawkins guy that has been replacing Stephen A. has been a breath of fresh air, a black man who's articulate, who doesn't yell, but still has some cultural relevance and can convey himself in a convincing fashion. He may have some surprising heat, Stephen A., some competition going forward. But yeah, man, not ESPN's brightest last couple months, I'll tell you that. And with they bullshit list that they come out with, the NFL, ESPN, NFL Top 100, they had fucking Thomas Patrick Edward Brady at 20. 20th best player in the league. And the man just won Super Bowl MVP. I don't get it. I really don't.
It's no defense for ESPN. I know people would think like it's ESPN, like they do the high school games, like they should like bet everything, but they kind of like, I guess, like get, I don't want to say recommended, but the people who handle like those national high school games, I guess, and present it to ESPN, like, yo, these are matchups y'all should broadcast. It's called Paragon. So I guess it's like some like middleman that helps ESPN orchestrate those games, but it's still ESPN's fault. You know, I'm just saying, just giving a chain of command for how it could have came about that like Bishop Sycamore not only finessed ESPN, but they also finessed Paragon.
He's being investigated by the FBI, and you let him on. Great.
Yeah, man. But if you don't know about Bishop Sycamore and Coach Roy Johnson, now you know. I truly hope. Fam was like recruiting players, telling them, "Hey, we're gonna get you national exposure. You're gonna be on Netflix, and like your ass gonna be on Netflix all right now."
next 30 for 30.
And by the way,
I
just went and got a scholarship for Bishop. Hey, 31 years old, babe. I got a scholarship. That's what I went. I apologize for not being on camera, but I went definitely got me a scholarship. I'm on. Check me out, baby. I'll be on ESPN. Check me out. Cornerback, baby. Locking them up. 31 years old. Let's go.
Yo, man. I mean,
I can still run some routes, dog. I can still run some routes out there.
I see you in practice. I see you in practice, baby.
Go.
So, one last thing, unless y'all want to add, but like, so they went back and interviewed like a parent who his son was a part of the team, and like this father was just like, yo, like they rarely ever practice. We got a schedule like 3 weeks or something before like the season was gonna start, before the first game, and I'm just like, how, like. My son hadn't been to practice. There ain't been no summer workouts going on. Like, it's not like dudes like really just like randomly show up and like start playing. Like, it is what it like it is what it is. And yo, forgive me.
You want to play?
All right, come on. Oh, about 6'5", 225. Yeah, come on, we can. Forgive me for not researching it before the pod, but there's a story of a basketball player, I believe, I want to say in Dallas. Don't quote me on like the story, but not like the city or whatever. So I believe it was a guy. He had got displaced due to Hurricane Katrina, and he moved down to either Dallas or Houston or whatever, and like re-enrolled himself in high school. But he had went on and graduated and everything. Already graduated high school, but he enrolled himself back in high school after being like misplaced. Maybe not, let's say a hurricane or whatever. And, you know, the school's like, oh, we need your paperwork. Like, oh, I lost it in a hurricane, you know, birth certificate, blase, or whatever. Probably the natural born Finesse before the head coach of Bishop Sycamore. So, long story short, dude gets on the basketball team at whatever high school this is, and is like killing these kids. Obviously trying to get recruited to get to wherever he's trying to go to. Killing these kids, and how he eventually got caught is because like an old like high school or middle school coach like just so happened to be at a game and was just like, what the fuck is you doing? and that's how his whole setup got blew up. I gotta go Google that story for y'all.
Hey, no, this man.
So that kind of that also made, after when I heard about Bishop Sycamore, that story randomly popped up in my head. And that was from like some years and years ago. But yeah, man.